Hey guys, I'm back for another installment of City Government 101 with Christie Graham, the Russellville Tourism and Visitors Director. Did I say that right?
You did.
That's probably the first time in 3 years I've said that right. No. So we're just trying to do this for the sake of transparency, just really showing what people are literally what the citizens have at their disposal. And so kind of give me a little rundown about tourism and visitors and what you do, because there's a lot there.
There is a lot, and a lot of people don't completely understand.
I don't.
So our real name actually is Russellville Advertising and Promotion, but we're doing business as Russellville Tourism and Visitor Center because no one ever knew what the A&P was. So you hear it called the A&P Commission. We are a part of the city because we are a tax collection for tourism. So the state, many, many years ago, back in the 70s, created A&Ps. And basically, our city adopted that ordinance in 2001, which allows us to collect a tax on people that come into our city and stay overnight. Short-term rentals, you'll also hear that word.
Yes.
So anybody that stays 30 days and under, you collect a tax. It's a 3% tax. We love this tax because it's on other people. It's not a tax on locals.
On residents, yeah.
Unless you're staying in the hotels. I mean, for some reason.
That's true. Yeah, well,
There are situations, but 3%, it's roughly around $500,000 a year that we take into the office, and then we utilize that money for tourism to bring more things to Russellville, more people to come in, spend money, but then I love to say then they go back home.
Yes.
So that's what our tax is for. There's also the option for restaurant tax, food tax, you'll hear it called. Russellville doesn't have that option. Many of the other cities, your Hot Springs, your Little Rocks, your Bentonvilles, they have a hotel tax and a food tax.
Okay.
We just have the hotel component.
The hotel tax, okay. All right, so kind of give me an idea, because one of the things that I jumped into the fire with you, because we're in 2025, and when we're recording this could be viewed, down the road. But I jumped into the frying pan with you in 2023 for Eclipse 2024.
You came right into the perfect timing.
So we jumped in. So that's one of those things your team worked hard. I mean, you and Caitlin Bryan and Debbie Headley were kind of the lead, and then myself and Judge Cross and the other people in town really came alongside. There was a whole litany of people. I can't name all of them. But what are other things when you say you take this money to try to bring people to town? What an example of something that you do that you bring people to town?
Sure, fishing tournaments, baseball tournaments, softball tournaments, soccer events.
So what does that mean? But what does that mean to me as a citizen?
Sure.
Why would I care that you actually bring a fishing tournament? How does that benefit me? They don't come to my house and cook fish for me.
Right. They don't me either. So.
Yeah. Well, your husband probably does for you and your son.
We do. We have sources. But so what I do is I pay fees. I'll go out and I discuss fees with all the different tournaments, and I pick the best. Me and the commission, my board, there's a board of 7 that actually operates and does the budget and the finances and makes the decisions on who gets money and who doesn't. And that's just according to what you're bringing to town is what they justify that on. And so we'll look through the fishing tournaments or whatever the event is, softball, baseball tournaments, and we look at how many people are coming in, how many boats are coming into that tournament, how many days. We love to call it heads and beds. So that's what makes our money. So that's what we are always trying to do, or put those heads in beds, because that's what pays us the money. Keeps the lights on. So, and that's what's best for Russellville. It puts people in the restaurants, all that. So we'll look at a fishing tournament and be like, this tournament's here for 3 nights. Fishes 2 days. They may come in 2 to 3 days early and pre-fish. So that's like a 6-day impact.
That's crazy.
Of how many
boats?
People.
Like 10 or 15?
We range from, some tournaments can be 30, 40 boats. My favorite are when they tell me they're going to bring 250 boats.
250 boats.
250 boats, and there's usually 2 people in a boat. So that's like 500 people. So if they're here 6 or 7 days, that's a huge economic impact for the community.
That's a lot.
Because a lot of those people will come in and pre-fish. They'll fish. They eat. They're visiting Walmart. They'll pick up a prescription. They're having to, do other things while they're here. So that's what we love, is those longer tournaments, pre-fishing time and all that. So the more they're here, the more amount of money we'll give them. And it also depends on if they're televised, if we get TV coverage off of it, if they have TV shows that they're on. So all those factors contribute how much we would spend on one.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that we do get TV coverage off that.
We do.
Talking about TV coverage, jumping back to that eclipse. Tell me where all of the national coverage, and I wish I had a list to see if you remembered them, but name some of it that we got, because it was ridiculous.
So we were on the Weather Channel probably the most.
Okay.
And 2 or 3 of those, you remember the girls that came in with the Weather Channel? They were here for a week.
Yes.
And they were so fun and helped our community so much. And they actually came did prior filming, and then came back during the eclipse. And we had NBC, we were on ABC, we were on all the major news channels that day of the eclipse. And then numerous ones carried us prior to the eclipse. So the national coverage, I do not know of another time in my lifetime that Russellville has been on every major news channel in a positive way.
In a positive way.
There have been in negative, but we won't talk about that.
But we also had print media, internet, and you got to hang out with Mike Massimino, who is an actual astronaut, which was cool.
The real Mike Massimino.
Yeah, so.
And we were in the Washington Post. Yeah. We were in the national the magazine. Oh, I forgot the name of it. But we were on
Good Morning America.
We were on Good Morning America.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah, so there were major print, social media,
National
TV,
Geographic, wasn't
National
it?
Geographic.
Yeah. We did, I knew you can remember them all because there were so many of them. It was kind of crazy. It was an adventure.
Yeah,
it really was.
It was so good for Russellville.
Oh, it was.
It was just so good for Russellville. Yeah, and I wanted to go back to what you said about the teamwork. The job that I do takes working with so many components, and that's what I love about the job and the beauty of this job. But that's what makes our community so good, because we have so many people that are willing to work together, and it was such a teamwork. And I think I love that as much. Like, I couldn't have done that by myself in my office, but there were so many team players that brought that to fruition. That's what made the event so big, and that's what people saw when they came in, and why we got so much coverage.
Yeah, and one of the beautiful things that a lot of people didn't get to see is the meetings that we had leading up to that. I always use the phrase, check your logos and egos at the door. And literally, there were people that came in there that swung a lot bigger sticks than you and I, working for state and federal agencies. And they were just like, hey, we're just here. We're part of the team.
Yep.
Whatever whenever they're bringing their part to the table to help this orchestra go through. And so it really was amazing.
Don't get me wrong. I loved the eclipse, and it was moving. Mm-hmm. But I can honestly tell you what I loved about that event was getting to bring everybody together. Mm-hmm. Everybody had so much fun, high-fived each other. Yeah. There was never a time that there was everybody worked together, and we were like, okay, whatever you need, whatever. I loved that part of it.
It was incredible. So we talk about you bringing softball, baseball. Pretty soon you're going to be able to bring pickleball tournaments. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah. And then we're, bass tournaments, 250 boats. That's crazy to think about. And not one of them brings me fish. I don't understand that. That just doesn't make sense. But
I know.
No.
They throw them back and they want
them. They throw them back. I know. But that's why we have such an amazing lake. But you also, the partnership that we have with Lake Dardanelle is incredible. You have a great relationship.
That team is amazing. Again, I wouldn't be able to do it without them. I could not put on, we have just a fabulous facility. People come in from all over and are just so jealous of our weigh-in facility. It's one of the top ones in the nation. And so we are super blessed with Lake Dardanelle to have that, and the staff that helps take care of those fish. They're the ones taking care of them, putting them in the live wells, making sure that everything's taken care of, the weigh-ins and all that it goes perfect. So without that staff, again, we wouldn't be representing like we do. And talking about another partnership is, the Russellville School District's a great partnership with the things that come in for the Center for the Arts. And then with Ben Goodman, we work with them to bring in state events. We want to host those state events. And so that's a great partnership that we also do and help facilitate and pay the bid fees and things like that.
One thing I want to touch base on, because like I say, we are doing this in 2025, and something that's really, really becoming real strong in our local area. We are the Arkansas River Valley. I know you believe that as much as I do, and we love Mayor Witt, and we love Stacy Daughtry and Mount Nebo and Magazine and Petty Jean. Mountain biking.
we do.
We literally right now we're really coming in the last couple of years coming on the scene as a major mountain biking hub, and just also road biking because we have wonderful bike. We got Jackalope downtown, and so but we really talk a little bit about that because I mean we have world class. I mean literally not people coming from other counties, but people coming from other nations to come and ride their bikes in the Arkansas River Valley. Tell me a little bit about that.
I was just at governor's conference and was just out in the audience. And then when, you're Tom Walton and different people start talking about Nebo.
Yeah.
And we all, we were all yelling and we were like, yeah, that's us. And so to really be at a governor's conference and for them to start talking about the hidden gem is Nebo, that was phenomenal. So yes, we do. And I say Russellville's just a little hidden gem. Once it gets out what we have, and I think we're there because this year we're hosting Arkansas High Country again. This will be our second year to host that. And then the Graveler is going to end here. And so we just started working with them. Yeah. So, I mean, we're starting to get recognized and people are wanting to come to Russellville and find out what that uniqueness is that everybody's starting to talk about. So, yes, cycling is huge. And I don't know if you saw on this month's bike magazine that just got dropped at the office, but our own Michael Roy's is on the cover.
No way.
And Russellville's on the cover. So,
I'm going to have to get Mike's autograph.
Yeah, so I mean, such cool articles. So yes, you're right. Cycling, people are starting to realize that we are that hidden gem.
And world-class cycling.
Yes.
I mean, I forget the lady's name that won the High Country this year was from Canada, but phenomenal. Some of I wouldn't want to drive my car like that. And she rode her bike. It's just so incredible. But they're choosing Arkansas. They really are. They're choosing Arkansas and they're ending or beginning in Russellville. It really is. And I think a lot of that has to do with our citizens who come out and embrace that, come out and work, make those things happen.
Make the trails clean.
Yeah, make the trails. We talked about in another video with Councilman Olson, we talked about the Russellville Connected Trail System. And so, even here in Russellville, there's so many great things. Is there anything that we're not, that we haven't talked about? I just kind of wanted to bring you in, let everybody see your face and just know about the partnership with the Russellville Tourism and Visitor Center, it's the Advertising and Promotion Commission doing business as the Russellville Tourism and Visitor Center.
You got it.
I got it right. Man, that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, sure. So what I would love to tell people is, even if you're in Russellville, you have people coming in. We have all kinds of literature. My office is in the chamber now at 708 West Main. But go to discoverrussellville.org, and all that information you can print from the website. Okay. So if you don't come in the office, but there's trail information, there's all kinds of information. If you have people coming in to visit or just want to look and see what we've got on there. So discoverrussellville.org.
And you also have you got a cool motorcycle guide.
We do.
A ride guide, which is cool. Routes and rides. And there's
Stay in Russellville, but then we've got
stay in Russellville and then you ride your motorcycle. And there's
actually
I believe there's a mayor's ride, one of my favorite motorcycle rides. Yep. And so it is cool. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. Yep. I mean, genuinely, we have we say this so many times. We are located in the middle of beautiful lakes, rivers, mountains, and streams. It truly is paradise, and we're lucky enough to call it home.
That's right.
It really is. We're lucky enough to call it home, and we're blessed. And it's not even just it is beautiful because of that, but it's really beautiful because of the people, because we get to do life with some amazing people.
I do. I think our community is people come in, and my fishermen will even say, we love Russellville and we want to come back, because a lot of places we go, it makes people mad that we have a truck and a trailer. And here we never hear that. Y'all are happy to see us. We love coming to Russellville. So that tells us a whole lot. So,
we love them coming. Keep them coming.
And I would love to tell you one more thing. So at the chamber, don't forget we have the I Heart Russellville stuff.
Yeah, I Heart Russellville. Kind of tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was during the COVID that we kind of came up with that little catchphrase, and it's really stuck, which tells you people truly do love their community. Yes. When they grabbed onto, once you've made it on a water tower, haven't you made it?
I heard that. And that is one of my, really, I love that water tower. I love the I Heart Russellville. I love seeing it. My mom has it out in front of her house, her yard sign. I love wearing my I Heart Russellville shirt when I travel. I'm proud of Russellville.
It's just fun. And I think people are proud of that, and it just goes to show the community we have. So, all that good stuff is at the chamber if you ever need any.
Yeah, cool. Well, hey, thanks for taking time and visiting, thanks for your team, and thanks for letting me be part of it. All right.
Always.
We'll see you guys next time.